everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl, Lisa, aka the Wonder of Ivy, and I am back with another review video. If you can tell by my awesome shirt, I am going to be reviewing Inuyasha Season 2. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, it is July, and the last time I saw Season 2 was in May. I saw it in about 2 to 3 weeks. So it has been a while since I watched it. I actually had to go through my live tweets and I took some notes on everything that happened that I wanted to talk about because I had so many feels. But what ended up happening was that I binged Season 2 and then I went right away, saw the second movie, and binged Season 3 in like about one weekend. So it took me like 2-3 weeks to watch Season 2, and then I saw the movie in Season 3 in like 3-4 days. As you can imagine, my memory, while it is good, it is not 100% perfect. I'm actually just getting my iPad up to pull up my notes, but I'm going to be doing a little closet cosplay review video. I actually don't know how this is gonna work because I don't think I can cosplay quite exactly what this character is wearing, but I figured I would give it a shot, at least makeup wise, and get started. For this review, the character that I have chosen is Sango. Sango has, I don't know what they was doing back in the times. Was they tattooing people's face? Because a lot of characters seem to have this eyeliner, like this colored eyeliner, and they have it on all the time. So Sango has this eyeliner whether she is in her battle outfit or in her regular home clothes. Your girl got this eyeliner on. So I figured I would do this little makeup look and get it together. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. Now, I got this cute little headband so I can put my hair back when I am doing makeup. I've seen actually like a lot of like makeup videos. The girls will have like a little snap one. I just think it's so cool. So I got my own and it has these two little balls. And I have 2 drinks with me right now. So if you see me alternating, I think this might be the last of this one. I also have some wine. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Now this is going to be kind of more character growth, my feelings, you know, as I mentioned in my season 1 review, which I will be sure to link in the description box of this episode. As I said in my season 1 review, this is me coming in as an adult who has watched the majority of Inuyasha in my teen years. Now that I'm older, you know, watching it, I'm watching it sub instead of dub, and I'm just, you know, mind blown at how many things, first of all, how amazing Inuyasha just stands as, you know, it's been almost 19 years since it started airing, 19-20 years. So how long it, you know, how old it is and how amazing and how timeless it is. Now the season, the one thing with Inuyasha is that the theme songs don't go with the new seasons. The OPs, like, they're just so different time-wise. So what you would expect, you know, we see it like with My Hero Academia or any, you know, any anime. If it's one of those where they have there's 24 episodes in a season, but the first 12 episodes is one arc and the next 12 episodes is another arc, they'll go ahead and have 2 different OPs and EDs. And Inuyasha doesn't do that. Their EPs do not match the season. So season 2, one of the things I love about it is that it is mostly canon. Now every single episode is tagged as canon. There's some parts within the episodes that they say are kind of filler, but no episode is completely filler. And Inuyasha as a whole doesn't have a lot of filler. Some people like filler, some people don't like filler, like whatever, like that's a personal preference. With Inuyasha, or you know, with these, you know, seasons, like some filler episodes depending on the series are good and you might not even immediately be able to tell, you know, if you didn't read the manga or anything like that. With Inuyasha in the later seasons, the filler episodes are mad obvious. Like I feel like they have Inuyasha doing stuff that just don't make sense with his character. But I digress because season 2 didn't really have any filler. So the season starts off with an episode that is like centered around Moroku, and I feel like this season, you know, season 1 really took the initiative of kind of telling everybody's, you know, how we got here, everybody's little background story. And season 2 expands on them, and you get to see everybody come together as a group and their dynamics and how much they love and care about each other way more than ever. It starts off, which I thought it was a great way to start the season, with an episode starring Naraku basically, and Inuyasha really putting himself on the line and defending him. And I think he does that thing where he slays all those demons at the same time. Like I said, forgive me, it's been almost 2 months since I saw Inuyasha and these episodes, but from going through my Twitter feed, my Twitter timeline, you know, there's this part where Inuyasha's telling Naraku, like, I'm not gonna have it on my conscience that you die or something happens to you. And I was commenting on that, you know, that's, I feel like, is a lot of growth. Obviously, you look back at the season, at the show in general, and you see how much he loves and cares about Kagome and Kikyo, but there's other people in the show, and he does show that they care, that he cares about them too. Then, like, right after the Naraku episode, there's the Sango episode, and Sango's story with Kohaku is one that we will return to time and time and time again, and I'm actually very glad that we do, because it's such a painful story. She thinks her brother is dead, now comes to find out, psych, your brother alive in some type of capacity, but Naruto is controlling him. And you're just like, bitch, really? This episode, episode 29 and 30, and I'm not gonna review everything episode by episode, these are just key moments and episodes that stood out to me that further my thoughts on the show. Episode 29 and 30, you know, Sango is kind of betrays Inuyasha and the gang, and she is like basically like conned into it by Naruto to steal the Tetsaiga and bring it to Naruto. And she does that, and she it's funny because she does that, whatever, it doesn't work out, doesn't go according to plan, but there's this very heartbreaking moment at the end of the episode that it really, I feel like that moment to me sticks out because it really like put into perspective, like, yes, Inuyasha is about Inuyasha and Kagome, but it really is about everybody else as well. And Sango's kind of basically realizing, like, alright, I betrayed this group of people, and they don't give a fuck. Like, they're still gonna ride with me, they're still gonna be my friend. And she's like sobbing into Kikyo's arms. Fuck Kikyo. She's sobbing into Kagome's arms. I just thought that was such a touching scene. And what I really enjoyed is the voice acting. I said this in my first season 1 review, but the Japanese voice actors, like, kudos to them, because they fucking did the thing. The way Sango is wailing, I mean completely wailing in this episode, and it's so, you know, sometimes when you hear anime cry, there's like a particular like crying that you hear, and this episode, it is so, it just is so realistic, and it's so painful when she's crying, and she's like sobbing her eyes out, and it is so painful to hear and to witness. And you're just like, my baby Sango, I know that you're hurting. But I thought, and I highlighted that because I thought that was kind of a pivotal, you know, moment in the series. Like, this shit is real, this shit is hurting people, and there's, you know, of course, it's kind of hard because the series, like I said, main characters are Inuyasha and Kagome, and Kagome's like love focus is Inuyasha, but she has a family and stuff. So seeing Sango being that character that shows that family love with her brother, that is just something that is very important, and I love that they highlight in that. Another notable episode that I love was the episode 31 with Jimenji, the little like troll. It's funny because I thought this episode was filler, and it's actually a canon episode that happens in the manga. This episode I really liked because it's Inuyasha and Kagome by themselves, and then they have a very like heart-touching moment towards the end of the series. Kagome is really realizing, not that I feel like she didn't before, but she is kind of like realizing, like, kind of into Inuyasha's past, not just the past that includes Kikyo, the past that includes, you know, growing up as a half demon and what the ramifications of that are, because who Inuyasha isn't just who he was because of the whole Kikyo event that happened 50 years ago and Naruto's like trapped. His whole life is all those moments, including his childhood. My cat can't decide whether she's gonna be in the room or in the kitchen. Inuyasha and Kagome throughout the season have a lot of moments where their relationship is just getting deeper and deeper, and they both are acknowledging the feelings that they, that they have for each other. The end of the episode with Jumanji, I took these screen grabs of it, which I will put on the screen, of just, him saying that he's not a demon, that he's not a human, and that he doesn't belong, and he is creating, he says, I have to create my place in life through power. And it's this really introspective moment, and I feel like season 2 has a lot of these moments. And then, Kagome thanks him for being open with her, and then he realized, this is my favorite part, I'm getting emotional, where he says, that he is not alone because he's realizing that Kagome is by his side and is gonna remain by his side. And the whole season is moments where he's realizing, and they're both realizing, the impact that they have on each other. Now, of course, things can't be that good because here comes Kikyo again, fucking shit up. And I feel like season 2 Kikyo is annoying as hell, and she gets more and more annoying, but she also has a lot of interactions with Naraku where she lets Naraku know, like, I don't know what you're planning, and you be trying to use me in my plans, but at the end of the day, I got my own motives that have nothing to do with you, and I'm not going to be associated with you, and I'm going to destroy you too. And I think that's perfect. So we have this moment where Kikyo puts Kagome in danger and Inuyasha shows up, and this part irritated me, but it kind of goes to speak to Kagome's growth and strength. Like, Kikyo literally left this girl to die. Sorry, I'm laughing also because this episode, I'm talking about episode 32, and Naraku is like entrapping everybody in these, like, is it this episode or maybe it's the other episode? Yes, so it's like episode 32 and 33, and he's like entrapping everyone in these visions so everybody gets separated. And I tweeted that Naruko's dream vision budget is out of this world because his powers are astronomical, and how he has these dreams and how he can make everything happen is insane. In this, in this episode, also side note, can we have somebody else be in charge? I need to start doing my makeup. Can we have somebody else be in charge of these damn jewel shards? I don't know what the hell Kagome is doing. She ain't doing it. Every single time this girl got them shards. First of all, how careless is she wearing them around her neck in that little jar that she be wearing them in? Get it together, Kagome. Get it together. These episodes feature a lot of Kikyo and Kagome interactions, and kind of like Kagome, it annoys me, but I guess you can see her growth, how she is like, she doesn't want to, Kikyo literally put her at harm and put her in danger, and she's worried that, like, she doesn't want Inuyasha to see the bad guy, like that bad side. And to Kikyo, she is like building, oh, Inuyasha still loves you. Girl, no. If I love you, I ain't gonna be telling your ex that he still loves you. Even he does still love you. That ain't none of your business. But I feel like that does show, Kagome's growth in the series. And at this moment, because I've taken a pause, I've only seen season 2 and 3, so I hope she's gonna stick it down to herself a little bit more, because she, just as much as Kikyo, is in love with Inuyasha, and she needs to have her own independent relationship with him and showing her feelings that have nothing to do with Kikyo's involvement in that. In this episode 33, I feel like, there's moments where I'm like, all right, Kikyo, like, I get it, girl, you've been through some shit. And then she does things like this where she's so careless, she doesn't care about Kagome, puts Kagome at risk. And I'm like, bitch, this is why nobody fucking like you, and you should be dead. You should stay dead. But obviously she's important to the story. But, and, without her, we wouldn't have this story. The season progresses. Naraku gets this new body. I feel like somebody should make a TikTok of him with that Nicki Minaj song, like, new body. If I knew TikTok that well, maybe I would do that. This episode 33, where Inuyasha and Kagome have this moment where, Kikyo puts Kagome in danger, and then Inuyasha shows up, and Kagome and Kikyo's like, if I tell you that I try to kill her, what you gonna do about it? Basically, like, you ain't gonna come for me coming for Kagome. But bitch, we can. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, one of my favorite parts of season 2 is the friendship dynamic with Sango, Moroku, Shippo, Inuyasha, and Kagome. Preferably how when whoever is the couple that they talking about, everybody else gathers together to talk shit. Initially, it's Moroku, Sango, and Shippo talking and being shady towards Inuyasha and Kagome, and that is so funny to me. And I feel like it's realistic, because if you're in a friend group and there's a couple and everybody's kind of like, all right, like what's this couple doing? Are they gonna get together? Are they not gonna be together? It's funny to see that dynamic. And then with Sango and Moroku, as it seems like Sango's developing feelings for Moroku, and she starts getting very jealous of his conquest. So season 2 is also a fun one because it introduces one of favorite characters, which is Koga. Now, I cannot stand Koga. Koga is a character that, as I was coming up, I was well aware of his crush on Kagome, but I had never seen, you know, season 2 actually contained a lot of episodes that I hadn't seen before, including Koga coming through and Rin, which we'll get back to. Koga comes in, and Koga is so funny because a lot of people, you know, they ship him with Kagome, and he's so annoying. And I was on Reddit and I had shared a post, like one of the articles that I wrote, and somebody was talking about how Koga really made Inuyasha see Kagome's worth, and I didn't think that. Something along those lines. That wasn't the exact quote, which I don't think so. I think he does make Inuyasha realize, like, while you out here confused with Kagome and Kikyo, somebody's gonna steal your girl. So it's not necessarily that Inuyasha doesn't know his feelings for Kagome. I think he doesn't think that anybody else would want Kagome, and Koga comes through and it's like, I'm gonna steal your girl. And I love that part of it, where he's bringing out that side of Inuyasha. And of course Kagome isn't like confused. She's not like, damn, do I want to be with Koga? Because she don't want to be with Koga. I love that he is there, as annoying as he is, because he's so annoying. I love that he's there to bring out these sides of everybody. Like I mentioned, this season served for some other origin stories, and I get to meet, I should say, but I guess because anybody watching gets to meet some new fucking characters. One being Rin. Now this, to me, as I mentioned before, watching when I was younger, I watched a lot of episodes. They were not in order, so I knew who Rin was. She ain't no stranger to me. However, I never knew her origin story and how she joined Shishomaru's crew. And I thought that it was the timing of it couldn't have been more perfect, because I got to those episodes right around the time the announcement for the new Inuyasha series is coming out. So everybody's speculating who is Shishomaru's baby mama, and everybody doesn't want it to be Rin, which I don't either. But it was just kind of funny that those conversations were going on at the same time as I was meeting Rin. We have that moment where Naraku, he gets this new body, and we start discovering that he's actually making reiterations of himself, different versions of himself, with, you know, because he's full of mad demons, so he's making new people. And one of the new characters that he makes is our girl Kagura. And Kagura is, listen, I'm gonna be a word, y'all, she that bitch. She's struggling because she understands that she's a part of Naruto living outside of himself, and he's obviously using her and taking advantage of her, but she has that sense where she wants to be her own person, and she wants to escape him, and she will have no problems betraying him, as she makes plainly obvious. And Kagura, I think, like I said, somebody that I had seen, I never saw her origin episode, so I didn't really know she was born out of Naruto. So it is very like these backstories and getting these episodes and seeing this now that I'm older, piecing together the pieces was very cool to watch. Obviously Inuyasha, with all the battle and the action, he's going through his growth because his Tetsaiga breaks. He's learning to use the wind scar. And my biggest takeaway from those moments is actually his friendship with Kirara. They're so freaking cute as a team together, and him sneaking off to battle with her and to practice was just hilarious. The biggest thing that I wanted to talk about in this review has been episode 48. When I was younger, episode 48 was one that was my favorite episode. It was like all-time favorite episode of Inuyasha. I know recently, you know, going and watching this now, I was like counting down to get to episode 48 because I just remember loving it so much, because Kagome goes home and she's trying to figure out these feelings for Inuyasha. And then I watched it and I had some different type of feelings. I guess, I don't know, when I was younger, again, I was watching this probably 13 through 18. I had a lot of, like, I just thought I was a huge romantic, and I thought the way that Kagome loved Inuyasha, and she's home and she's debating whether she wants to go back to the feudal era, I thought that was like the coolest, most beautiful love in the world. Oh my god. And then watching this as an adult who's married and been in like good relationships, I was like, bitch, what you doing? I guess, I don't know, like I said, when I was younger, just, you know, Kagome really thinking about her feelings, and both her and Inuyasha contemplating her feelings. But basically Kagome like decides to stay. She's like, doesn't know if she wants to stay or go back to be with Inuyasha. Basically at home contemplating this, and she's out with her friends and she's thinking about Inuyasha, and she's kind of like, oh, you know, I'm making the decision that I'm not gonna go to the feudal era anymore. And you're just like, okay girl. And then at the end she goes back to the feudal era and is with Inuyasha, and she kind of like at the end of the episode kind of just resigns herself, like, I know he's in love with Kikyo, but like I'm still gonna be here too. How about, no girl, you don't need to be with somebody who's in love with somebody else. And don't get me wrong, I love Inuyasha and Kagome and I ship them, and I get like Inuyasha and Kikyo's history is one that's not perfect. Their betrayal was at the hands of somebody else, but like I said in my season 1 video, how strong is your love if it takes this easy beasy betrayal to ruin it? While it is a very good episode, I don't want to tell you that it's my favorite episode anymore, because it's not. That ain't the type of love story that we going for. Kagome, you know, I get that Inuyasha's confused, and the best parts of these moments are actually like Sango and Moroku and Shippo all kind of just like, all right, well, is Kagome gonna come back? Kagome needs to come back. Inuyasha needs to go and get her. Their journey together just kind of like, all right, what are we gonna do with these friends? That to me was the highlight of the episodes, them being confused and their feelings, and I'm just like, eye roll. I think, you know, I definitely, like I said, I ship Kagome and Inuyasha and their love and stuff, but I definitely, you know, and especially in media, that love triangle thing is so played out. I'm tired of it, and I think as I've gotten older, I've just seen that trope played out so many times that in this, you know, rewatch of Inuyasha, I literally have no time for it. Inuyasha needs to get over Kikyo, and Kagome needs to stop like letting it just be like, oh well, I don't want Kikyo, and like I don't want Inuyasha to think, no, fuck Kikyo, man, she out here betraying you, she out here trying to get you killed, girl. No. And I feel like I just had a lot of feelings about everybody. But this season was really, I feel like, a season of growth, a season of laying out stuff. While there is a lot of action, I feel like more so season 3 has a lot of the good stuff. Not to say, you know, Inuyasha breaking his Tetsaiga and all of those chronicles. This season was definitely a season of growth for a lot of the characters, primarily the gang, but you know, I didn't have any complaints. I really enjoyed it. I wish I would have done this review video sooner, so I would have had different feelings or more feelings, but I still think it's good because, like I said, watching Inuyasha and Kagome's relationship develop is very fun for me to watch, and I obviously have a lot of feelings about it because, you know, Kagome Inuyasha is like typical everybody first who gets into anime. Inuyasha is a lot of people's first animes, and Inuyasha and Kagome, or Kagome and Kikyo, if you know, if you're feeling evil, is some, you know, people's first ships. So to see the growth in that, and to see how far, you know, to see them continue growing on this level. That was so funny. I have a little Inuyasha and my little makeup. Let's see if I'll focus on my little makeup thing. You know, to see the growth and to see them developing, and you know, as it's hard. It's a lot of hard decisions that these characters are making, but they're still having fun with it. And that's one of my favorite parts about the show, is that with all the relationship drama, with all the Naraku drama, with all the demons and the swords breaking and powers and people learning and getting their lives together, there's a lot of learning and love to be done. And there you guys have it, my completed Sango closet cosplay circa She Lives in 2020. She's wearing a black turtleneck. This wig, I could not put it into a high ponytail like she has, and I didn't feel like trimming the bangs right now because it's like 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, it's almost 12 actually, but here it is, guys. It was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be, so I'm actually I like how it turned out. I thought this is a success, and this season 2 review, I said, way overdue, but I had a lot of feelings. Obviously I still felt various things, even though I had to go revisit them, and overall I'm glad about the turnout of this video. I'm glad I got those feelings out in the universe because I had a lot of feelings. And now I have to do video 3 for season 3, and actually I need to get it together and start watching season 4. The reason I've been slacking on it is because it's on Hulu, and I don't know how I feel about Hulu. Unless Hulu, you want to sponsor me, I can change the way that I feel. I did see season 3 on there, and it was alright. It's just, you know, I'm used to VRV, Crunchyroll. That is my main streaming platform, and it's hard to step away from that just because of how cool it is. No ads, no interruptions, all that good jazz. But like I said, this is my final closet cosplay modern Sango, you know, inspired look. Why, I actually am really glad. I really like the turnout. I had to kind of brush out the wig. Hopefully it doesn't look as bad, but it's a wig. Y'all know this ain't my hair yet. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to leave a thumbs up. Be sure to comment. Let me know your favorite part about season 2, and is there any anime that I should be watching? Let me know. But until next time, peace.